People always ask, where did we get the name Blue Water Climate Control? When a Navy ship casts off lines, exits the harbor, and loses sight of land, that's blue water sailing. It takes a team of people to do that. Tireless work, focus, and attention to detail. So much of starting a business is just like that. After it's done, you get filled with deep satisfaction for accomplishing something. And it's quickly followed by, now the real work begins. We're Blue Water Climate Control.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Buck and 2MC show, your favorite place to be every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. with me, Buck, and your girl, Maria M. Cornelius, 2MC. Maria, say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people?
Hey, listen, I'm so happy to be back with you, Maria. I know you held down the fort last Wednesday, and I hate it because we had my girl, Big Nick, on the show. But if you don't mind, how was it? Recap it before I thank the rest of our sponsors for me, just real quick.
It went great. I mean, her husband, Chima, popped in and said hello. She had the babies there. They were sleeping and then woke up a little bit. She's doing as well as can be expected. She's still got a long road ahead because the other little one is still catching up. He's a lot littler. Chaluchi. And then Mez, I mean, we agree. She said as soon as he's able, he's going to start training. She's already got him trying to do, on his stomach and do push-ups, and so she's going to raise a couple little athletes.
Carter, I'm sending you a picture of me holding Lucci and Mez. So adorable. I love them. I mean, every time I see Nick, I'm like, "Where's my nephews?" So they're so cute. Little Lucci is so little, Mez, but they're so cute. I don't know. I'm just happy that they're out of the hospital, number one, and it's great to see Nikki and Chima. He's a great guy. We've met him. So just happy that all of their family is there, out of the hospital, and moving forward.
So you've held the babies. Bobby's held the babies. Alex has held the babies, and I have not held the babies.
Alex, do you have that picture? Did you get that picture? Let me see what he says.
He's getting it now.
Getting it now. Okay, so while he's getting that, I'm going to go ahead and thank our sponsors. And then I hate to rub it into Maria, but I'm going to have to show everybody me holding my two little future Vol nephews, okay? So real quick, shout out to the rest of our sponsors. Carter, who you going to start me with first? Alexis Hornbuckle Basketball. Looking forward to teaming up with Jamel Johnson at the Gold Standard Sports Fitness and Sports Performance to do a camp. So I'm excited about that. Stay tuned in that. So we have the Gold Standard. Thank you. Next up, we have Just Pass It Tutoring, where learning is made simple, where you can get all of your mathematical help and tutoring, K through 12, or PSAT, SAT, and ACT prep. Big shout out to Orange Mountain Designs. And Maria, I'm going to let you take this one over because we got some things coming up, that basketball and softball explosion. Carter, if you would like to, there it is. Maria, if you would like to let the people know what that is.
Yeah, that's August 28th. It's going to be at Orange Mountain Designs store in Alcoa. It's on Gill Street. If you're familiar with it, it's right behind the Kroger in Alcoa. So it's got a lot of surface parking right outside the door. You don't have to walk through a mall or anything. You go right in. Jordan Horston, Tamari Key, those are the NIL, name, image, and likeness athletes from Lady Vol basketball that Terry Holder has signed to a contract, along with Kiki Malloy and Ashley Rogers of the Lady Vol softball team. All four will be there for autograph signing. There'll be merchandise for sale. Mask will be required. Obviously, that is for the protection of Terry and the athletes. They are trying to go into training and prepare for the season. So it's a great time to come meet the players, get photographs, talk to them. They're looking forward to it. And I love it because it shows the marketability and how women can definitely profit from this NIL legislation.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. And, of course, we have Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill Sports Bar Experience. ladies and gents, when this place opens up, I'm telling you, it's going to be the place to be for all Lady Ball fans, families, and friends. There they go. Look at little Lucia, little mess. How cute. You with my Columbia shirt. Shout out to my girlfriend.
That is awesome. Look at you holding those babies. You're just a natural mama.
Hey, listen, I told her, I said, man, it look like I've done this before, huh?
They are precious.
But
Donna Hairston said they are bringing friends. Yes, we don't know exactly who, but would expect some teammates to be there. So definitely it's not going to be just those four. You've got a lot of people you can say hi to before their life gets real crazy and they start back to school. Actually, they will be back to school, but that first week is kind of quiet. Then then all of a sudden everything's
crazy
going at you.
Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all go support Terry Holder, support Orange Mountain Design, support your Lady Balls, basketball and softball. Check them out. I'm sure Sandra and I will find the time to go stop by as well.
Update us on you, Alexis. Obviously, you've been sick. Just you sound a little better, but you still don't sound like the buck just yet.
Buck, yeah, all the energy is. I feel like 1,000%, and then all of a sudden I get really tired. But I'm feeling a lot better. I feel 1,000%. I actually just took a PCR test, so hopefully I'll have my results back tomorrow, no later than Friday, and hopefully they'll be negative, so I can move out of my little section on the couch in the house, and put away my Lysol stand, my Clorox and Lysol stand. So, but thank you for asking, Maria. I'm feeling much better. I'm happy to be back. Yeah, that was last week was rough.
Alex just said we should play the NIL video here. He's over there with his producer's hat. So let's go, Alex.
What's up, y'all? It's Jordan Worston here.
And Tamara Key. And we're excited to announce our NIL deal with Terry Holder at Orange Mountain Design.
Like you all have seen, we dropped a few shirts. We just want to thank y'all for supporting us. We really appreciate y'all. There's still a lot of shirts still out there. We signed all of them because we love y'all to death. So go get your shirts.
Go get your shirts at Orange Mountain Design.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Donna Hairston said Aubrey Leach is back as a graduate assistant for Lady Vol softball. That was announced today. So congratulations to Aubrey Leach. She's going to do one other thing while she's a grad assistant. She's going to go to law school at Tennessee too. That's a little bit of an academic adventure there, but good for her.
That is awesome. Congratulations, Aubrey.
And the name sounds familiar, obviously people remember Aubrey. She played 2016-19. She was an infielder, outstanding hitter, able to get on base. But her sister is a catcher, Kelsey Leach, and is transferring to Tennessee from Texas Tech and will be here in January after she finishes up her bachelor's degree. So she'll get to coach her little sister, which is kind of cool too.
That is kind of cool. I don't know how I feel about that. I would be excited and kind of like, that sibling squirrels that you would have every once in a while. I'm sure it's going to happen. Obviously, being on the coach's side is the better hand, because you got the backing of the coaches and the staff. So it'll be interesting, but that's pretty neat. Has that happened before on Lady Vol history?
I don't. Well, when was did Ashley Shipman overlap with Allie Shipman? I can't remember that. I know Allie's gone to Alabama now, and Ashley's pursuing her broadcast career, but I can't remember if they overlapped on the roster.
That's definitely a unique situation.
That is kind of cool.
Beth Edwards said, do any other Lady Vols have deals? And I think the answer right now is no. Correct, Maria?
I'm not aware of. Well, actually, I have seen Jordan Walker do on TikTok. I've seen her do some Bojangles, so a local Bojangles commercial. So that's one I have seen. And I mentioned on your show Monday with Jamel, the Tennessee cannot coordinate any of this. Like, you can't call Tennessee and say, I want these athletes, and Tennessee cannot even be the middleman. They have to stay out of it. And there's an opportunity with our sponsor, Blue Water Climate Control, with the Lady Vol rowing team. So I'm trying to find someone, because I can't just call Tennessee or the coach and say, hey, so if anybody knows any rowers, current Lady Vol rowers, get me connected to them, because I can just pass along the info. I may just ask them on Twitter, hey, I need a Lady Vol rower to contact me, please. Now
that might be your best bet. And I know Boog said she was going to reach out to a former Lady Vol rower as well. So we'll get it done, Maria. You know, we're a team. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I don't want them to miss that opportunity at all.
Yeah. And I don't know because somebody said, Kathy said, surprise, Ray does not have a deal. Donna was replying to Kathy, said, me too. And some of these players may have NIL deals that they're just not publicizing because the bottom line really isn't for them to be the most known. It's for them to make the most money that they can as college students. So I'm sure that people have deals that have not been put in the public eye yet.
And they're also out of sight right now. It's
True.
not once you really start gearing up for basketball season, then you may see more of these popping up, depending on how we. Billy wants a deal. I could use a deal. He's got his mask on. Yeah, somebody needs to do a mask deal with some Lady Vols. Besides, Orange Mountain Designs, maybe they could do some of those too. There are so many rules to this thing. I'm glad I don't have to navigate it. So
yeah, Terry said it was a lot. She's like, it is a lot. So if y'all do know people, make sure that these are good people with good intentions and that they go through the proper channels so that the girls don't have to be punished for their newfound opportunities.
And yes, you don't want to cause any kind of NCAA violation with these things. And also you want people who are above board. I mean, pay them what they're worth.
Yeah.
Don't try to get a cheap deal just because it's a new thing and somebody's going to offer you $200, $300 and you're going to do all this work and, make sure you get what you're worth.
Oh yeah.
With these deals.
Your time now is your money now. So make sure it makes sense.
So that'll be nice. Marta Suarez is everybody. Alex, I know you've been out of pocket, barely awake. So, Marta, we all know she missed the NCAA tournament because she had to have foot surgery. Well, she's clearly back on the court because she is playing in the FIBA Under-19 Women's Basketball World Cup in Hungary for her native country of Spain. She's put up solid numbers. She had like 11 rebounds. And I think it was the game before the quarterfinals. She had 11 rebounds, 7 points, several assists. And interestingly enough, Spain in the quarterfinals on Friday is going to meet the United States team. So that'll be interesting. So Marta is clearly back on the court. Some of the visual images coming back over, it appears that she's gotten in good shape and she looks like herself, so that's always good news.
Yeah, it's good to see an athlete bounce back from injury. Jesus, I can't talk. From injury, and hopefully she continues that momentum, stays healthy, and we can see her this year. The entire season on the court, playing to her full potential. That'd be nice for everybody.
I'll be curious too, like you talked about Ray and some of the other players, if some of their hometowns might want to get in on this, not necessarily a deal that was local here in Knoxville, but something back home too. So
yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. I'm sure, especially because they were just home for 2 weeks, I'm sure people, were taking advantage of that. I hope they did when they went home, but if not, it's a little easier probably to get things going from your hometown. But again, let's just make sure it's done the right way.
Because in your hometown, maybe your high school coaches or some of your connections there, they can, advocate on your behalf. Tennessee just can't do it. So, we're all waiting on the schedule. Carter, Alex just private messages that the SEC opponents are announced. Tennessee definitely got their 8 home and 8 away. You know how they do that rotating thing where you
Yeah.
have a home and home. Tennessee, Vanderbilt, of course, always in there. And the two that the SEC assigned Tennessee this year are Alabama and Arkansas. So they will both come to Knoxville, and Tennessee will go there, which is good because you got the two kids from Alabama. They'll immediately have a home game as freshmen because they get to go
nice.
play at Alabama.
Senior. Yeah, you don't have to wait till your senior year like most of us did.
And I haven't seen any official announcement, but it seems certain that Tennessee will play in a Las Vegas tournament over Thanksgiving. Probably there's usually some 2-game tournaments over there. I don't know the opponents, and I would guess it'll be Power 5. You know, you're not going.
That's interesting. When are those dates, Maria? Do you know?
Thursday's always Thanksgiving. What's Thanksgiving fall on this year?
Let me try to pull up.
Is it like November 20 something? Let me look. I can't believe it.
Sandra and I are just gonna miss the Lady Balls in Vegas, I believe. Oh man.
Yeah, it's my calendar froze.
Thanksgiving's on the 25th.
Okay, then it would probably be right in that, and in that 25th, 26th, or 26th, 27th range. It's going to be right around Thanksgiving, and I would guess it's probably Friday, Saturday, if I had to guess, based on how those tournaments structure. So,
gotcha. Oh man, well, the week before we supposed to be in Vegas.
Oh man, just hang out there, stay longer.
Man, I wish. Bobby's not gonna let me do that. We gotta be at the restaurant.
Kathy Hunter said Dye is from Alabama too, right? Yes, I forgot about that. Alexis Dye obviously will get a home game right away because she gets to go to Alabama. And she is actually from the Birmingham area, so that'll be really nice for her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Also, I know we do a lot of Lady Ball updates, but real quick for Tennessee men's basketball player Pons, who I love to watch play, he officially signed his contract with the Memphis Grizzlies. So congratulations to you, Pons, for the next step in your career.
Yes, they put up a clip of a block of his, and that. Oh, did you see that? It was a volleyball spike. Listen, and he's doing this to grown men. I mean, these are grown men out there he's doing this to.
He plays hard. Especially on the defensive end, and he's so smooth on the offensive end. Like I think I enjoyed watching him the most because of his defense though. Because you know me, I'm a little biased towards defensive-minded athletes, but it's just like his athleticism, his determination, the speed and power that he plays the game with. Like I really do enjoy watching him play. So it looks like I have to check out a couple Memphis Grizzly games.
Yeah, the clip I saw, the offensive player thought he had a clear path to the basket. I swear it looked like Eve's pogo sticked in there or something, like just boing, and went. And I mean, just, even with the guy player, somebody blocks you like that, man, you're looking out of the corner of your eye next time you head down.
Oh, yeah. Every time you go to the paint from here on out, anytime he's around, matter of fact, jump shot, it doesn't matter. You're
like, where is he?
Yeah, this guy can jump. He came out of nowhere. But, yeah, congratulations, Pons, to you on that.
Beth Edwards said, any update on Kian? Yes, I actually do have an update on Kian, and it's a good one. She, a lot of the players went home, of course, because they get that little 2-week break here before class starts. Kian stayed here because she did not want to miss any of her rehab in Knoxville. And she is doing on-court drills, no contact yet. That, contact is the next step. But she's doing on-court drills. She's being integrated more and more into basketball activities. So that is all very good news for Kian and for Tennessee, because she really is the mother figure of that team. They rely on her a lot. Before you got sick, Alexis, were you able to get over there? Were you able to do any shooting or see the team? Or
I did. Well, of course, I played pickup with them, and then I watched a workout or maybe 2 workouts, checking them out. And from what I saw, it was major improvement from the very first workout that I set in, but also that very first workout that I set in was that first week of them, being back in that team setting. So you could tell everybody was rusty and not in shape. And their effort have improved. And And anytime I'm there, I just really try to bring the energy, encourage them, the importance of communication, the importance of talking on defense, the importance of going hard and literally trying to be the best player each and every possession. So, and if you can do that individually, then collectively, will be hard to stop. And I could see them kind of trying to pick that up and actually implement that when we were in pickup. So I am optimistic about how tough we'll play this season. Um, I just know that our girls are very talented. I played with them, against them. We still got to toughen up a lot, but I see a lot of promising things for this upcoming season.
That's sort of the information I'm getting, as it trickles out over the summer. Now, me, I'm going to retweet us on Twitter too. I forgot to do that when we got started, but people will start. Me, I am pump the brakes on the hype all the time.
Oh yeah.
I am like, just, slow your roll here, people. These are it's August. Everybody's good in August and September, but yeah. I get the impression that Kelly really likes this team. She likes that she's not having to coach effort, like you said, and she likes that they listen, and she likes their commitment to basketball. So, I mean, those are the little intangibles that if a coach is constantly having to push her team to do what she or he wants the team to do, that's no fun for anybody. I mean, that just wears on you.
Absolutely. You can't coach effort, and that's probably one of the most frustrating things to try and deal with as a coach or a trainer, to have to motivate somebody to do what they're supposed to be doing. It gets old real quick, and like I said, they definitely look motivated, so that's a plus.
That is a plus. Kathy wanted to know, Kathy Hunter Rowell, Jessie stayed in town too, didn't she? Not stuck in Australia. That is correct. Jessie Rennie did not go home because of all the COVID protocols and the quarantine protocols. There's just not enough time. Mm-hmm. And I believe in Australia is tightening even more down on their borders. So getting back could have become an issue where she could have gotten delayed. So Jessie just opted to stay here. So I guess she and Kian are hanging out together. Because I think most of the other ones got home for a bit, which is good. I do like Kelly's approach with this team, that it's a long season, and when I can give you a break, I'm going to give you one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good mentally more than anything. As much as you love to play the game, those breaks are essential to how you approach the game throughout the entire season. When you feel like you don't get breaks, then you're thinking about the next break, which means now you're taking time off on, whether that's offense or defense, as far as attention to detail. And we can't have that if we're trying to be a championship type team.
No, you've got to, like you said, you got to check out just a little bit sometimes. Now Key and I get, it's her last year. She's working on a PhD. She doesn't want to miss. You can't rehab back home like you can at Tennessee. I mean, the facilities and the equipment, and safely. I mean, COVID is rearing its ugly head again, as much as we all hate it. And so I can see those decisions. But like Ray, I mean, she should get home to Las Vegas, and Jordan Walker get home to Michigan, and Jordan Horston get home to Ohio, and Tamari get home to North Carolina. Let these kids, go see family, go get some home cooking.
Oh yeah.
Because when you come back, here we go. It's time to go.
It's go time. You're not gonna get all those soul food Sunday meals. Your body don't have time for all that.
So I like that approach, and I think they all start to trickle back in over the weekend, early next week. Believe it or not, classes start next Wednesday. We're a week away from class starting in the fall.
Wow. Right.
You remember those days?
I do remember those days, but those 2 weeks used to feel like a month of freedom, and then it was like pow, right back into reality.
6 a.m. up on the track, weights.
Yep. Well, we didn't really have track workouts. That started in like 09, 10. We did do gate 10 sometimes, a lot in the indoor football facility. Like, I can't tell you how many 100-yard sprints I ran. It's a long sprint.
I've been in there. It's hot too. I don't care what time of year it is. That place is sweltering hot in there.
It's a great place to train. I mean, if you could train in there, and then you go play in an air-conditioned gym, or even if you're playing outside on the outdoor field and you have air circulation, it's a whole lot different from it being stuffy. So it's a great place to train.
Yeah, I remember walking through there with Heather, and she was showing me how to flip tires. And I mean, I was pouring sweat just 15 minutes in that place.
The good thing about it is you always look like you worked hard.
Yeah, this is true, because you're drenched. Just standing there, you're drenched.
Yeah, if you're like me, I sweat so easily and so profusely that it looks like I had the best workout every workout. So, I mean, which of course I wasn't slacking because I hate to lose. So at that point in time, I was trying to be the fastest sprinter, fastest whatever, strongest whatever. Now, of course, I had some beast. You had Shira, whose speed was out of this world. Nobody realized how fast Shira Eli was. She was very, very fast. Deceivingly fast. Lori Moore, Shauna Zoman was probably two of the strongest athletes that I were able to play with. Nikki Anasiki, of course. Big Nick was about to tear down machines. So we almost had to go to the football facility to get a machine with more weight on it for Big Nick. She was so daggone strong. Dang, I hate that I missed last Wednesday. I could have provoked some stories, man.
You could have. It was great. Nikki looked good. I mean, she's overjoyed that she's got her boys home. I mean, it just after all they went through. Obviously, the need is still great, so we're still putting up the GoFundMe. Alexis, you mentioned sprinting and speed. My understanding is Kaya Wynn can flat out fly. The freshman guard.
Yeah. She does. She has some speed on her, which we need. Now it's just a matter if she's gonna train it to sustain that speed for long periods of time, for more than 4-minute segments, for longer than just the first half. And that takes a lot of training. So hopefully she trains as hard at her maximum potential so that she can actually utilize that speed in the game on a regular basis, and people fear that speed because they know that's the speed she's going to play at. So she definitely possesses it. Let's see how she uses it.
Brooklyn is quick too. Brooklyn Miles, Alexis died.
Yeah, Brooklyn's quick. Alexis died when she got her lungs under her. She's on the move. So we got to get her cardio up, and she's asthmatic, so she definitely gonna have to train a little harder. I understand that.
Yeah, your team, that group of you, I've never seen so many inhalers in my life coming out on the court. I'm like, this whole team uses inhalers.
Pat was killing us. What do you mean? Pat was killing us.
I'm like, here comes Jenny with these little bags of inhalers for the whole team.
Okay, here's Sybil, Alexis.
Yeah, they had to mark them.
Yeah, that was funny. I forget that you were literally there every day, so you saw everything. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah,
I didn't take any. There's no way to get a graceful picture of somebody inhaling, so I never did. Yeah, I didn't. I would. As a photographer, you have an obligation to be ethical, and I'd go home and look at some of the photos that just because you're shooting, and it seemed like I'd get a good one, and right then the player had pulled their shirt up, and it's just like, okay, not that one. Can't publish that one. Or you just wiping their face, and I'm like, it was a great photo right until you did that.
Right until we messed it up. That's so funny. I didn't even think about that. So you would have a whole bunch of pictures and only could use a select.
Yeah, I'd just delete. And sometimes I'd look at them in the viewfinder. I'm like, no, we're not going to use that one. That one's gone. Man. So Kathy said, don't you miss being at all the practices? Yes, I do. That was a Pat thing. And it's not the case anymore. And I get it. Now with COVID, I mean, I don't know when we're ever going to get back to normal of letting media into the facility. And I get that things got better, but things are, I don't know. I'm not going into a political discussion at all about mask or COVID protocols, but I do know Tennessee will have to protect the athletes. So whether we agree with what the protocols are or not, it can affect how we all participate as media, fans, all of it. So I'm just hoping we can get some better numbers going here.
Yeah, I hope so too. Everybody just stay safe. Mask up when you're supposed to, when you can. Be smart, whether you're vaccinated or not. And pay attention to your body. Okay? Don't try to be superhuman. If you're feeling under the weather, if you're feeling a little more tired than normal, if you're getting more headaches than normal, go get tested or at least go see your doctor. Because we were just talking about asymptomatic people and you don't even know you have it. So you're out moving how you normally move, and unfortunately you're spreading it. So let's just pay attention. And if you are in close contact with someone, direct contact especially, go get tested. I mean, a lot of this is common sense, people. If you're like, I'm not worried about that, then you may be the one that's over here giving it to everybody you don't even know. So let's just be smart.
Yes, Pat always said, it's not about you.
It's not about you. It's way bigger than you. Everything is bigger than you. Karen Vogel said, what do you both think about the NCAA being called out for the inequality? Maria, I'll let you take that one.
It's about time. We all know it's been there. It just, the power of social media is what I love, because it was the Oregon player, Sedona, I think that's how you say your name, Prince.
Yeah.
Who put out the photo of the little itty bitty yoga mats and those little tiny, weights. What were they, 10-pound weights? I mean,
I think they went up to 20 or 25, something ridiculous.
You could have picked up the whole rack and just squatted with it. I mean, that took off. And then everything starts coming out. And those of us around the sport were aware of it. But when you put both events in a single location, more or less, in Indianapolis and San Antonio with some satellite places, all of a sudden everybody could see it.
Yeah.
The media portal, I gave that example. The media portal for the men on the first round games was full of photos and transcripts. The women's portal had nothing in it, and their plan was not to stock the women's portal until the regionals. But it's like, wait a minute, you won't even let us in there to do what we need to do. We're relying on you to get us. That's a minor example, but I think the most damning part of that report was the undervalue of the women's basketball tournament. ESPN buys the women's basketball and a bunch of other NCAA championships for $34 million. And the report estimated the women's tournament by 2025 being worth like $71 to $113 million. It's time to negotiate that contract.
Oh, yeah.
The women's, they've left hundreds or, tens of millions of dollars on the table. The only motivation is what? Misogyny or ignorance? Neither one's a good look.
Right. But nowadays, how much can you use ignorance as a crutch? Everything, like you said, with social media, everything's talked about. There's information about everything, and it's always been right in front of our faces, like you said. You can't hide from it. So I'm a little leery to even say ignorance is a part of it at this point. Yeah,
it's willful ignorance at this point.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely a better way to put that.
You're right about that. Definitely not just, we didn't know. You do know, you just don't care.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you on that one, Maria.
And the fact that the women couldn't even use the March Madness, phrase on that was reserved for the men's tournament. Will there be any real change? That's a good point. And until you have got to make a change in leadership, but they just renewed his contract. You've got to renegotiate TV deals. For this, the WBCA is getting very active in it. The only way there's going to be real change is if more people keep pushing for it. Because you know how you write a report, you put it in a file cabinet, nobody does anything. Mm-hmm. People have to keep advocating. People with a strong voice, like Tara Vanderveer, they have to keep advocating for women's basketball.
Yeah. And as far as our Lady Ball fans, let's do our part. If you're posting or if you do have something to say, number one, let's articulate it correctly. Let's make sure that it's not, we're not cussing and demeaning and putting down the NCAA, but yet we're uplifting women's sports and bringing more attention and demanding and asking for that same type of attention from the NCAA. So let's make sure we go about it the right way, because they obviously, like Maria said, they don't really care. So if we come at them all ignorant, they're not going to want to change anything. But women's sports definitely, especially women's basketball, March Madness draws a lot of fans. I mean, I have ran into so many people like, oh my gosh, yes, I love watching NCAA women's basketball.
Softball needs to negotiate its own TV contract. That people love to. The games are about 2 hours. They're action packed. I mean, the NCAA softball ratings were off the chart this year.
Yeah, I know. I was watching more softball probably than I have in a long time because I had a chance to. But I enjoy watching softball, especially in the tournament. Like you say, they're bringing it every single night. They're playing for their lives, and it's definitely entertaining to watch.
I think these super conferences are on the way too. I mean, Oklahoma and Texas coming into the SEC.
They're trying to come into the SEC, see what they can do.
They're coming. I don't see anything getting in the way of it right now. And I don't think the SEC is done. I think they may cannibalize somebody. I mean, it looks like they're headed towards a super conference at this point, which means they will carve football right away from the NCAA.
Hey, we'll see. Good luck. I'm interested. I saw a clip when Texas was presenting, wanting to come to the SEC, and I forgot who was talking. They basically asked the AD, like, oh, so instead of losing to smaller teams in Texas, it's okay to lose to Alabama. Basically, I was like, oh, wow, they are cutthroat in these meetings. Gosh, if I find that clip, I'll send it to Carl.
I've seen it, and my answer to that would be, well, when you're getting SEC TV money, you'll take that loss to Alabama.
Oh yeah.
You get paid a lot by the SEC whether you win or lose.
Yeah, they're like, put us in there.
Alex says we got to do sponsors and start to wrap up. So Alexis, you do that so well. I'm going to turn that over to you.
Absolutely. Before we go into sponsors, I'll read Kathy Hunter's comment real quick. I saw a report about Michigan and Ohio State wanting to come to the SEC. Now, Ohio State, no, they can't rock with us in the SEC. It's proven every time it comes down to a bowl game. It's proven every time. But, hey, guys, listen. If y'all want to come to the SEC, I'm not mad at you. We are the best conference.
And the most lucrative.
Yes, the most lucrative. All right, so shout out to our sponsors, Terry Holder at OrangeMountainDesigns.com, your Lady Ball source since 2008. We do have an upcoming meet and greet with door prizes and much more fun. It is a basketball and softball explosion where you will have autographs with NIL players, Jordan Horston, Tamari Key, Ashley Rogers, and Kiki Malloy. Did I do that right?
You got that right.
Woo! All right. So that's coming up August 26th. Also, just past it, tutoring, where learning is made simple, and you can get all of your mathematical tutoring needs, K through 12, including PSAT, ACT, and SAT prep. Shout out to Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill, sports bar experience. Come party, eat, hang out, watch sports with current and former VFL and LVFLs on a nightly basis. The gold standard fitness and sports performance training with our girl Jamel Johnson, aka Bug, down in Atlanta. Stay tuned. Right now she's kind of in between things, and she and I, Alexis Hornbuckle Basketball, will be doing a camp. Gold month is October. Look out for the flyers. As soon as we get the okay from the gym, we will have those flyers up for y'all. So shout out to our sponsors, and of course, Blue Water Climate Control and Volunteer Roadshow. Woo!
You do that so well. That's why I have you do it. I missed you last week, man. I was like somebody and somebody else, and
you just put it all together. They know.
Yeah, I'm like, give me those. Give me those logos, or I'm gonna blow this. Let me look at the screen.
Yeah, Carter. Next time, Carter should put up just the the screen with all the logos on one. That way you can do them as fast as you want. Hey, I will say our timing has gotten so much better, Carter. I appreciate that. Our timing on the commercials, and I'm going to work on my radio voice. But I'm working on my commercial radio voice. Hey, I might get a deal. I'm trying to get a 5th year and get an NIL deal, guys. That's what I'm trying to do.
Reminder, too, that we're just a little over a week away from the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame induction. Of course, for Lady Vol fans, that means Tamika Catchings will be in town to get rightfully inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. So it'll be good to see. I just hope everybody is staying safe and take it all, especially flying, traveling. Just everybody be very, very safe. If I know, obviously, I won't talk about specific recruits because I won't do that to Alexis, but I'm fully aware that we are in recruiting season, official visits. We're about to go in a little shutdown where the coaches can't talk to anybody for like 5 days. You can't text. You can't like a tweet. It's like November 16th through 20th or something. You literally cannot do one single thing if you're a coach as far as recruiting. But then the official visits are going to start. So as everybody knows, I write for GoVols 247 as part of the 247 network. I do my weekly notebook that will update who's coming and who Tennessee will get in here to visit for 2022. It takes me a while to track all that down, but just subscribe, support women's sports, support women's coverage of sports, and as always, go Lady Vols.
Always go Lady Vols. Molly saw that you were a Buckeye fan, so is my mom and cousin. My mom's from Ohio. And Karen Vogel said, when are you broadcasting from Bobby's place? As soon as everything is up and running in place, we will start doing more broadcasts from the restaurant. So that's that. So thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, please press the thumbs up button. Please press the like button, subscribe, and make sure we follow. Most importantly, let's make sure we share. And at the end of the day, we love you and go Lady Vols.